Welcome and thanks for taking the time to preview this video presentation for the Aerostone Twin Panel Wall System, TPS. This is a simple overview of a wall building system that will save builders and consumers time and money. We'll try and stay away from all the cliches like ahead of its time, revolutionary, outstanding and so forth. We'd like to simply stay with the facts, listing the ones we think important. As we head into uncertain times with a declining labour market and environmental issues at the forefront of most people's minds, the Aerostone Twin Panel Wall System, TPS, becomes extremely attractive. Here are just a few examples why. It is a complete masonry-based product but uses only 1/4 the natural materials to produce the same volume of wall and strength compared to traditional methods. It goes up faster than traditional methods to erect walls, plus it minimises the margin for error. It has better thermal properties than most conventional masonry walls. It requires half the number of skilled personnel required to erect. Builders usually have a bricky team of 4. They can now split these into 2 teams and double the output. The same applies to plasterers. They can double their output as no float is required. The panels are smooth at the outset, only requiring hardwall lime to internal walls. The exterior walls can have a 2-coat coloured acrylic applied directly to the panels. Easy to transport and deliver, protected and pre-packaged at the manufacturer and supply source. Huge reduction in waste. No sand and cement required for the walls or rendering on site, which saves natural resources. Excellent acoustics and fire rating. The Aerostone TPS is a proven and patented modular wall system that is a true environmentally friendly masonry wall. Combine this with Aerostone's patented tie-down system and beam and cavity connectors, the system achieves exceptional completed strength, offering better than twice the thermal performance of a standard masonry wall. The tie-down system anchors the structure, including the roof framing, to the foundations via 10mm diameter galvanized steel rods embedded in the footings. These rods are anchored into concrete footings with a chemical anchor or the member with angled cleat bolts to floor framing. The twin panel system will cater and be compatible with most forms of door and window frames. Without going into too much detail on the finer points of installation, all details of how-to are supplied when you choose the system. We will KISS. Keep it simple, as they say. Step 1. To commence, set out is essential to check there are no errors in the foundation, as the levels and trueness of this, should there be any errors, will domino through into the wall construction. Step 2. Next, we position and fix the inner leaf wall track on the floor edge. The openings for the windows and doors should be marked on the inside of the wall track with an easily visible marker. This will reduce the possibility of forgetting to install the frame as the panels are erected. Step 3. Install the corner panels first, ensuring the panels are plumb and seated in the track correctly. Repeat the process on opposite corners and run a string line across the top from corner to corner. Bracing may be required while adhesives set. Step 4. Install full height panels by applying the adhesive to the edge of the panel already installed. Slide new panel into position onto the track and butt up to the existing panel. Work the panel join to achieve a tight join. Fix with a 100mm chipboard screw skewed to hold in place if required. Always remove excess adhesives for easier finishing later. Step 5. Pre-cut panels to width at windows or door frames. Allow for a horizontal panel across the tops of windows or doorways. Step 6. At this point, the fixtures and the method used to install the doors and windows are explained at length in the instruction manual, so we won't elaborate here. But suffice to say, the entire system will be chemically anchored with rods to the footings or foundations. We then need to fix window frames and door frames in place. Note, windows and doors are solid fixed to the wall system and will not be able to be accessible once built in. Step 7. Following this internal wall process, we attach 2 bicavity mid-rails to the entire outside of our interior wall. These mid-rails serve two purposes. Firstly, as framing to fix the panels together, but secondly, to give an accessible cavity for rods and surfaces. Step 8. From here on, all TPS panels are erected using the adhesive installation method. Bracing may be required while adhesive set. The internal floor level cavity anchor system is then installed on the outer edge of the pad, as are the centre panel anchor bolt guides. Once all rod holes have been drilled around the entire perimeter, chemical anchors are applied. The lower half anchor rods are inserted. Once all anchor adhesives have cured, the lower bolts can be tightened firmly, locking the system and the subsequent roof framing down to the foundations. Step 9. Now comes the installation of the outer wall. All wall panels for the external wall must be sealed with a suitable waterproofing agent up to 25 centimetres above ground level to protect from soils and moisture. The exterior panels are also fixed onto the interior cavity rails using self-tapping bolts through from the outside. As all TPS homes are designed for exterior render, all drill holes, small chips and uneven spots can be filled or bogged and sanded prior to rendering. This part of the project moves reasonably fast to complete the external wall. Step 10. The galvanised wall capping at roof height is attached and tightened, again locking the entire system vertically to the pad and securely locking both walls together horizontally. It's important to note at this time, while we have not discussed interior walls, this part of the building process is an extremely simple one, as they are single wall panels. This is explained more extensively in the instructions. Step 11. The steel or wooden roof framing is anchored to the capping using triple grip galvanised brackets, which are attached with fixings into both the roof frame and wall capping. Step 12. Internal services such as plumbing and electrical wiring can be installed easily as for standard masonry walls and simply filled as per specifications and sanded back for final finish. As a summary, while we did not set out to detail the specifications and the nuts and bolts as it were, we hope we've been able to demonstrate the ease and simplicity of the Aerostone twin panel building system and show why it can be built faster using less labour than traditional methods. The Aerostone patented twin panel building system using CSR Hebel aerated concrete is something every builder and consumer should investigate and consider as an alternative to the traditional and current building methods. The savings made by building the homeowner a comfortable, solid home with lower heating and cooling cost using substantially less raw materials, producing less waste, but most importantly, costing no more, is the future. It is a fact. People want to be green and want to contribute to do their bit for the planet by building better, more environmentally friendly homes. The home you are looking at now is proof that the system works. And best of all, it is the only masonry-based system that has all the benefits and life of traditional products such as double brick. As you can clearly see from this magnificent and recently completed home, you can see that the result is a traditional home that can be built faster and more environmentally sustainable than many other methods. If you want to find out more, please contact the team at Aerostone, the solid choice, or phone the office on 08 9258 9377 or log on to their website at www.aerostone.com.au. The Aerostone twin panel wall system. It's easy and fast to build, and the benefits to the environment are long-term in so many ways.